Good morning, students. Good morning to all. On last day, we have studied something about the advantages and disadvantages of the partnership organizations. Right? Just 5 minutes, we will remind about the advantages and the disadvantages of the partnership. After that, we will go to the new concept. Okay. The one of the advantages of partnership is easy formations. Okay, to establish the partnership organization is very easy. The formation of partnership firm requires fulfillment of lesser legal formalities than other types of organizations. Okay, if there is no more legal formalities when we are comparing to the other type of organizations. Okay, just making the agreement on the partnership, and if all the partnership are putting one of the signature is enough to making the partnership organizations. Okay, so what required is just an agreement which can be oral or written. Okay, so by one of the agreement, so the document of agreement only is needed. So this agreement may be as oral or written. Okay, so suppose if it is written, it is very useful to all the partners in these futures. So not only that, so the registration of partnership is optional. Okay, it is not a compulsory one. If they want to make the agreement, they can make. Otherwise, they can leave it. Okay. Further, even if a firm wants to get itself registered, so the registration process is very simple. Okay. So even without registration of the organizations, we can establish these organizations. Okay. But even if they want to register these organizations, it is very easy. Next, availability of larger resources. So the combined capital of all the partners and the greater borrowing capacity make available larger financial resources. So in the sole trading organization, one individual persons are there to making the all needed investment or capital. Okay. So but here, so many partnership will be there. Okay, even suppose if it is minimum amount also will be a 20. Okay, so when we are borrowing the money or when we are gathering the capital amount from all the partners is making the large amount of resources to establish the organizations. Okay, so new partners can also be taken into partnership to secure more capital. Even if the capital is not sufficient, we can call some other person as a partnership and we can collect some amount of the money. Then our capital amount also will be increased. Okay, so the availability of larger resources will be take place in this organization. Next, benefit of consultations. So when we are comparing the individual organizations, so the sole proprietorship, so the consulting is very low because the one person only have to take all the effort and they take the decision related to all their business activity. But in this partnership organizations, many persons will be there and everybody will be giving some of the suggestion to making or improving the business organizations. Okay, so the consultations of benefit will be the higher in these partnership organizations. Okay, so two heads are better than one. Okay, so when we are consulting related to the business activity by one person is not beneficiary, but some more people are giving their own suggestion, it will be leads to bringing the benefit of business activities. So wise decision can be possible when the issues and subject matters are thoroughly discussed. There is no place for hasty decision. Okay, so there is no place for hasty decisions mean if any one persons are giving the hasty decision, some of the other members will be opposed to that decision and they will discuss about that matter and they will get good idea and it will be helpful to improving the business organization. Next, division of work and greater managerial efficiency. The strategy's load of management work can be judiciously distributed among the partners according to their experience, knowledge, and taste. Right? So, in these partnership organizations, the many members will be there, and everybody also will have the separate skills, talent, and knowledge. Okay, so when they are separate, when they are using their separate knowledge, skills, and managerial skills, it will be useful, and it will be bringing the more innovations and inventions into the process of business organizations. Right? And not only that, one partner can look after purchase, another sales, yet another according, etc. Thus, when the burden is lightened, supervision by each partner over the allocated area of management becomes effective and efficient. Okay, and not only that, all the persons also will have some of the supervisions work to complementing the all other works. Next, reduce the risk. So already we have studied that many types of risk will be arising in this all type of business organizations. Okay, so one of the main risk is, so the bearing the loss of risk. Okay, if it is any losses arised, then who will take the responsibility to bearing the losses in this partnership organization? So every partners also have to take the limited responsibility or the limited liability. Okay, on the basis of the limited liabilities, every person have to take some responsibility and take to the responsibility to bearing the risk of losses. Okay, next, unlimited liability and credit standing. Unlimited liability and credit standing. So the liability of a sole trader is unlimited, since apart from his business assets, even his private properties are also available for the satisfying the claims of creditors. Okay, suppose if the creditors want to collect the borrowed rendered money to the sole proprietorship, he has the unlimited liability. Okay, but here also unlimited liability will be there. Okay, but all the members can sharing the loss. Then all the members getting together, and if they are renting, they give back the money to the creditors. So the single persons will not need to taking the burden of loss. Okay, and credit standing also will be maybe higher, because the every persons also have the separate property, and which has the more value. The bank or the financial institutions will have the interest to providing the credit facilities to these organizations. Okay, here on the basis of the goodwill of the organizations also we will get some of the benefit, and in the name of the members and the characteristics of the members of the partnership organization also we can get the credit facilities. Next is safeguard of the minority interest. Okay, so for all the vital matters, unanimous consent of each partner is required. In there is no unanimity, such decisions are not accepted. So the minority interest also will be considered in this partnership organization. Next, easy dissolution. Suppose if any one or all the members are want to dissolve these partner organizations, it is very easy. So there is no legal formalities. Okay, just bringing the agreement and end, it will be possible. Okay, so if you want to format how easy was there, so like that it is easy to dissolve the organization also. Next, disadvantages of partnership. So even there is more advantages, some of the disadvantages also will be there in this partnership organization. One of the disadvantages of partnership is lack of harmony. Lack of harmony means, so the understanding among the partnership will be very low. So after a few years of working, friction and disharmony may creep in among the partnership. So each partner vies with one another in dishonest dealings. This mutual conflict and lack of team spirit pave the way for the dissolution of the firm. Okay, so after the few years, some of the members, some of the partners will have the separate rights, and some of the partners will lose their interest to continue the partner organizations, and some of them want to leave from the organizations. Okay, and some of the quarrel and misunderstanding will be appear in this organization in course of time. Okay, so if any one of the negative characters or the negative attitudes are there between the partnerships, so it will come to an end of the business organization. Next, absence of legal status and instability. So the partnership firm has no separate legal existence. It is inseparable from the partners composing it. As a result, it is terminable on the death or insolvency of a partner. So if any one of the persons are unable to continue these organizations, and in the same time if you want to dissolve these organizations, so this automatically organizations are come to an end. Okay, next, limited resources. So even there is more members, the maximum number of partners in a partnership firm in the case of 10 in banking and 20 in other cases. In actual practice, the number will be well below this maximum because of need for ensuring the harmonious working. So when we are comparing the other organizations, sometimes, so the partnership organizations, member of partnership organizations will be very low. Okay, because of very low membership, we can't get the more capital. Okay, and it is unable to expand the business organizations to the new way. Okay, so by the limited resources, so the partnership organizations will not be able to extend their tapes. Next, limited risk taking. In view of the danger of unlimited liability, the partners tend to be over cautious. So normally they do not want to assume risk starting new ventures. Normally, if any of the organizations want to improve their business activities, so this must be bringing the inventories or innovations or inventions in their business activities and the business process. Okay, but in these partnership organizations, absence of the harmony, so no one will ready to bringing the new inventions and innovations. Okay, so the organizations always will be in the same level or the equal level or the low level only. Next, risk of implied authority. So every partner can bind the firm and his other partners by his acts. Okay, so the one individual person's activities will be affect the other partners. So therefore, all other partners become liable to greater extent because of the folly and fraud committed by a yellow partner. Okay, if any one of the partners are doing the fraudulent activities, it will be affect the thorough organizations. Okay, so because of that, so the people also will not having the confidence on this partnership organization. So next, lack of public confidence. So asset accounts need not be audited and published. It lacks public confidence. Okay, as we told already, so the partnership organizations are not having the no need to audit and published in these newspapers. Okay, so when it is like so, the publics will not get the confidence on these partnership organizations. Okay, suppose if there is no public confidence, these organizations will not be improved in efficient way. Okay, so the lack of harmony and the absence of legal status and the limited resources and the limited risk taking and the risk of implied authority and lack of public confidence. So these 6 are the disadvantages of partnership organization. Okay student, the next concept, the contents of partnership deed. Contents of partnership deed. So the partnership deed mean, so not only that, So partnership deed is the one document. So the agreement document, the partnership agreement document is considered as a partnership deed. So though a partnership agreement need not necessarily be in writing, it is important to have a written agreement in order to avoid misunderstandings. Okay, because when we are starting in the beginning itself, if you are writing all the rules and regulations and the features and the role of the partnership in writing, it is very useful in future. So it is desirable to have a written agreement. A carefully drafted partnership deed helps in ironing out differences which may develop among partners and in ensuring smooth running of the partnership business. Okay, when we have the business organizations, we must have the document or the agreement. Okay, so when you have the good agreement and all the matters related to the productions and the business activity mentioned in this agreement, it is very useful to among the partners in futures. So what are the contents are there in this partnership? What are the contents must be mentioned in this partnership deal? First, the name of the firm. Okay, so even so the many partnerships are getting together, so the name will be as a common. Okay, so in which name we are started the organization is mentioned in this partnership deed. Okay, so the name of the organizations must be mentioned in this partnership deed. Next, nature of the proposed business. Okay, what type of the business so the partnership organizations going to do? Okay, so under the nature of the productivity, and the nature of the product, and what are the raw materials are going to use, and wherever they will get, and the scope of the distributions, everything will be mentioned in these contents. Next, duration of partnership. The duration of partnership business, whether it is to be run for a fixed period of time or whether it is to be dissolved after completing the particular venture. Okay, so normally the partnership organizations will be made by completing any one of the separate or particular venture. Okay, normally otherwise suppose the partnership organization may be undertaking throughout the days or coming days. Okay, so these types of period also have to mention in this partnership organizations. Okay, for example, if the partnership in the civil department in the constructing industries are normally made some of the agreement to completing one of the building. Okay, suppose if the constructing work is come to an end, the automatically the agreement also will come to an end. Okay, so on the basis of durations. Okay, sometimes the agreement will be drawn on the basis of some particular days and years or particular period. Okay, after particular period, after completing the particular period, so the partnership organization or the agreement automatically come to an end. Next, capital contribution. The capital is to be contributed by the partners. It must be remembered that capital contribution is not necessary to become a partner for one who contribute his organizing power, business acumen, managerial skill, etc. instead of capital. Okay, sometimes some of the people, so in this business organization, any one or two partners are being as very rich. Okay, so that persons will provide more capital comparing to the other partnership. Okay, so instead of making the more capital, that particular persons will not take so many powers and business acumen and the managerial skills. Okay, so even if a single man making the more capital, see, he should not take the more advantages among these other partners. Okay, so what are the rights are there in this partnership organization, all the partners in this partnership organization, like that the persons who made more capital, he also have to take. Next, withdrawal from the firm. So the amount that can be withdrawn from the firm by each partners. Okay, suppose how the profit is shared, or if any of the partners want to withdraw the capital from the organizations. So for that also we have to need some of the rules and regulations and norms. Because on the basis of the norms only, so the every partner have to withdraw the capital amount from the organizations, right? Next, profit or loss sharings. On which basis the profit or loss going to share among the partnership organizations also have to mention in this partnership deed. The ratio in which the profits or losses are to be shared. So if the profit sharing ratio is not specified in the deed, all the partners must share the profits and bear the losses equally. Okay. So on the basis of making the capital, some of the partners can earn the more profit. Okay, so if it is earning more profit, so they must be mentioned in this agreement deed. Okay, suppose if they are not mentioned the profit loss sharing in this agreement deed, so every partner must be share the profits and bear the losses equally. Okay, so even if there are even more profit or losses are raised, so all the partners have to take this or enjoy this profit as equally. Next, interest on capital. So whether any interest is to be allowed on capital, and if so, the rate of interest. So the interest also can be taken from the profit. Okay, suppose if you are mentioned the rate of interest, the rate of, so if you are mentioning the allowed the interest, in which rate of interest we can get from the profit of this organization also have to mention in this deed. So if the deed is silent on the interest on capital, the rules for interest on capital in partnership act will take effect. Okay, because when we are earning the profit or the amount of capital, interest on the capital amount already make is must be mentioned. If it is mentioned, it will be effective, because in future no problem will come among the partnership. Okay, next, loan from partners. Whether loan can be accepted from the partners, and if so, the rate of interest payable therefore. Okay, suppose if any of the partners derived the loan from other partners, so the rate of interest also have to mentioned on the making loan is also mentioned in this partnership deed. Next, account keeping. So the partnership organizations must be maintains the accounts and audit. Okay, so if they want to maintain the accounts and audit, so the types of account, the auditor name, and whenever the audit is going to submit, everything, details of everything also mentioned in this partnership deed. Next, salary and commissions to partners. The amount of salary or commissions payable to partners for their services. Okay, some of the commissions also will be provided among the partners in these organizations. Okay, in which basis the commission is going to pay, that rules and that way also have to mentioned in this deed. Next, retirement. So matters relating to retirement of a partner, the arrangement to be made for paying out the amount due to a retired or deceased the partner must be also stated. So the retirement age and the qualification of retirement, otherwise the what are the matters are consisting of the retirement, everything have to mention in this deed. Next, goodwill valuation. The method of valuing the goodwill and the admission, death or retirement of the partnership also have to mentioned in this deed. Okay, so some of the goodwill of the partnership organization also have to valued. Okay, and in which method, so they are going to value the goodwill is also mentioned in this or deed. Next, distribution of responsibility. Distribution of responsibility. The work that is entrusted to each partner is better stated in the deed itself. Okay, so the work analysis or some type of the work is allotted or adopted by the partnership itself. Okay, the what type of the work is allotted to the separate partner is also have to mention in this deed. Next, dissolution procedures. So the procedure for dissolution of the firm and the mode of settlement of accounts also have to mention. If the partnership organizations come to an end, otherwise if they want to dissolution, so in which method, so the partnership organizations are going to dissolve. The way of dissolutions also have to mentioned in this deed. Next, arbitration of dispute. The arbitration in case of disputes among partners. The deed should provide the method for settling disputes or difference of opinion. Okay, on the basis of opinion of the partners, so the arbitrations or the disputes may be among. Okay, students. So today we have studied the contents of the partnership deed. So what are the contents must be consisting in this partnership deed? Okay, some 15 contents will be included in this partnership deed. Okay, it is very easy. If you have any doubt, please ask me. And just to take your study portion, today's study portion, the contents of partnership deeds. This is maybe the important questions. Okay, thank you.